Hi there, Dave Markham here for the Brockporter. I can't make it to the hearing tonight on the formation of the fire district at 7 o'clock at the Brockport Central School, Oliver Middle School auditorium in Brockport, New York on Tuesday, September 6th. I wish I could go, just for the amusement of it. It's pseudo-democracy at its best. Nothing important is going to happen there. It's all public relations spin. But, they are going to let you make a comment. A comment? Or, I guess at the intermission, you're going to be able to write a question out on an index card or something, and then they can pick through those questions, and maybe they'll answer some, maybe they won't, who knows. But anyway, I'm not going to be there. So I'm hoping that some of you watching this video might be willing to ask these questions. And if you get an answer, which I doubt you will, you won't get a straight answer, that's for sure. But if you get some sort of an answer, why don't you send it in to the Brockporter? We'll publish it in the form of an article, or if you want to make a comment on a blog, or just send me an email. I'd be happy to publish it. Okay, so here are my questions. You ready? This is kind of like David Letterman, the top 10 questions for the auspicious officials at the fire district formation public hearing. All right, number one, why does Clarkson really want a fire district? What's the real reason? Paul Kimball and the town council have never said. They claim that Brockport was misspending their money and they were robbing the taxpayers, but that just isn't true. The taxpayers in the town of Clarkson get the lowest rates and the best service of any town in Monroe County. What do you think of that, huh? So what's the real reason? Fire taxes are going to go way up if they form a fire district. Plenty of studies have shown that. I got the data if you want to see it. And so if it ain't broke, why is Clarkson and Sweden trying to fix this? It just doesn't make any sense. So, I've been scratching my head here for a year and a half trying to figure this out. What's Paul Kimball and Jack Milner and the Republican town councils and committees of Sweden and Clarkson really up to? Ask the question. See what they say. I'd be very interested to hear what they have to say. All right, number two. Paul Kimball has threatened this. He says if Brockport's not going to go along with a fire district, he's taken his fire protection service contracts to Hamlin. Well, what'll he do for Paul? Because the rate down there is going to be twice what he's getting in Brockport. So why would he do that? Why would his constituents want fire protection switched from Brockport to Hamlin for probably 2, maybe 3 times the cost? Now, if you were living on East Avenue or West Avenue in Brockport, or maybe down on Linwood Drive or Lake Road, you really want your fire truck to come from Hamlin? Really? I just don't know where Paulie's coming from. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And I can't believe the good people in Clarkson, particularly in the southern half of Clarkson, would want to go for that. It just doesn't make it. They're going to pay twice the cost for at least another 5, 6, 7 miles of travel, which is going to be a slower response time. And Paul really thinks that's in the best interest of his constituents. So maybe he can explain that. And the other members of the town council think this is a swell idea to go with Hamlin. So why would Clarkson go to Hamlin for twice the cost and poor service? Now, the one that's really a gut thumper is why would Sweden go to Byron Bergen? The good people on Hollybrook Road in Sweden Hills really want their pumper trucks to come from Bergen, 8 miles away, down to Hollybrook Road, or Trefoil Lane, or Hickory Road, or whatever, Elm Road, or whatever they are. Jack lives on Trefoil, I think. He really wants his fire, if he had a fire in his house, he really wants the pumper truck to come from Bergen. Really? And what's Byron Bergen going to cost them? They're already People in the town of Sweden are getting the lowest rates of anybody in the town of Monroe. And of course, Byron Burgeon is in Genesee County, but I just can't believe it. I think these guys, maybe they're smoking. I've been all for legalized marijuana. I think it would be a great thing. It's a lot safer than alcohol and would do not as much damage and would help people, chill out. But if I didn't know better, I'd say these people were on drugs because this just makes no sense. The good people up in Sweden Hills, I hope they come out and ask this question. If the fire district gets voted down, is Sweden really going to go with Byron Burgeon as their first responder? I don't know. And the village trustees are scared of these guys. They're clowns. They're I don't know. I think the good people in Sweden and Clarkson haven't woken up yet to what their officials are threatening here. It's just crazy. Well, question number 4. Why didn't they listen to their own Clarkson, Sweden Fire Protection District Study Committee, who recommended that they have a tri-municipal oversight committee and not a fire district? They each appointed 5 people, 5 from Clarkson, 5 from Sweden, good upstanding citizens. They deliberated, I guess, for 5-6 months, came back with a recommendation that recommended that they not form a fire district, but instead continue with the fire protection district and form an oversight committee. Makes perfect sense to me and does to everybody else I've talked to, except people on the town council. And they never explained why they have trashed their own committee's recommendations. So what's up with that? They appointed a committee to study this. These were people who have been in the fire department, who are knowledgeable about this topic, made a very sound, rational recommendation, and the town council says, nope, not doing it. How come? How come? Think they're going to answer that tomorrow night? I don't think so. Ask that question, watch them squirm. They'll come up with nonsense. They've already tried to say, well, the committee all just made a big mistake. They meant a fire district, not a fire protection district. No, they didn't. Read the report. They recommended that they continue with a fire protection district with an oversight committee. And any amount of wordsmithing and semantic games that Paul Kimball wants to twist the arms of the members on this committee, it really is sad. You think people would have more integrity. I can't, I don't know. I'm 65. It's time for me to die. I don't know how much more of this crap I can put up with. It's just not that it's worth dying for. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I like to have genuine, sincere discussions with people who are playing with a full deck, and it's hard to understand. Why the town councils of Clarkson and Sweden would not accept the recommendation of their own committee that they appointed, and they don't have a good explanation for it. So maybe you can ask the question tomorrow and ask them why they didn't and listen to the baloney come out of their mouth. It would be great. I don't know if any of them would be honest with you. I've tried to talk to these guys individually that were on this committee, and they all kind of circle the wagons and shrug their shoulders and just give you more baloney. I never got a straight answer out of any of them. Somebody is twisting their arm. I don't know what they're afraid of, to be honest with you. But at any rate, next question. Why did the trustees really agree to give up millions of dollars when Clarkson and Sweden are only putting up about $150,000 and Sweden $125,000? I just don't understand that. What the town councils of Clarkson and Sweden got on our village trustees to talk them into giving up millions of dollars of assets of our taxpayer property. I bought the stuff, and I just given it away to a fire district that's going to turn around and tax me at higher rates than I'm getting taxed now. And they think they're doing their constituents in the village of Brockport a service here, and then they play the victim. We didn't have any choice. Paul Kimball, he's such a tough guy. He just made us do it because he said that if we didn't play ball his way, he was taking his ball and he was going to Hamlin to play. And Jackie's taking his ball and he's going to Byron Burgeon to play. And we really want to play ball with these guys. So we thought we'd let them, use the field and give them all equipment. Well, Blair, Hunsinger, Hannon, Blackman, and I didn't hire you for that. I didn't vote for you for that. You have not done your due diligence, and you're just giving away millions of dollars of village property. It strikes me as the ultimate incompetence here. So what's up with that? Why did you so readily agree to give away millions of dollars of my property, our property? I want to know the answer to that. Who's got a gun to your head? What's going on? It looks like theft to me. And then you go on and say, well, we didn't really think it was a good deal. We didn't really do this voluntarily. We didn't have any choice. Well, come on. I don't know. I had more respect for the trustees before they played this card. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'd like an explanation, wouldn't you? We ought to hold our own trustees accountable and say, listen, boys and girls, what are you doing here giving away the store? Why did the Brockport Village trustees really agree to give up millions of dollars when Clarkson and Sweden are only putting up $150,000, roughly? All right, next question. The budget, I've heard various figures from $739,000 a year to $650,000 a year. Everybody's got a different number, which again is upsetting. Nobody seems to know what the fire department budget actually is. Every time you talk to a different one of these officials, they give you a different number. You'd think somebody would know the actual number to this. But at any rate, let's say it's $650,000. Well, do you know that the Fire Protection District could increase your taxes to $950,000, no questions asked. No questions asked. They just get to do that. And there is no 2% property cap for a fire district. They're going to probably try to tell you there is. No, there isn't. There is on municipalities, but there isn't on a fire district. So these guys can do whatever they want to do. And so what's up with that? Why would you want to get out from under a 2% property tax, which everybody said in New York State was a great thing because it's going to keep our property taxes down, and then want to create another layer of government that is not accountable or have to comply with that could almost double in 1 year your fire protection services taxes. Now, I don't think they do that, but they have the power to do it if they wanted to. Here's the last question. And this is the one that I find the most troubling, which I know they can't answer for. They got their mind already made up. They're going to do whatever they want. But if you already have the lowest fire tax rate in the county and one of the best fire departments, why would you want to change the governance structure in such a negative direction with such a negative impact on the taxpayers? If we were already getting lousy fire protection, if the rates were off the roof and costing people more than they should and all that, then I would listen to these guys. Maybe they'd have a point, but that's not the case. The fire protection tax rates for the town of Clarkson, town of Sweden, and the village of Brockport are the lowest rates of any towns in Monroe County with the best service. So tell me again why you guys are proposing to form a fire district, a whole other layer of government with the power to tax me. I really want to know. I hope all of you do too. So if you get the answers to any of those questions, send me an email, davidgmarkham@gmail.com, or leave a comment. Peace.